YouTube. What's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? My beard getting real thick around here. Getting real thick. What's going on? I'm gonna talk about this ultra Fico thing everybody talking about. you know, I'm gonna wait for a few people to get in here. Let's see, Truck and Fish Show, Matt Phillips, Money Mike, Slick Wheels going on. Uh, where I've been busy, man. I'm um, trying to build some wealth. That's what I'm trying to do. Make these videos for y'all. You know, beard done got thick. Yeah, you know, um, what's the rapper with the beard? Rick Ross, got the beard and style right now. So you got everybody running around with thick beards and stuff. Rick Ross done, made the beard thing hot. It's Rick Ross, LeBron James, back when he had his beard. Who celebrities that's making the beard look good? You got Bin Laden. Some of them Middle Eastern folk, be wearing the beards, got their beard looking, but James Harden. That name sounds familiar. I have to Google that, James Harden. But hey, I'm gonna talk about this ultra Fico. This is just my opinion. I did a little bit of research on this ultra Fico thing, and I just thought I'd make a video about it. So I don't know what happened yet, but hey, so my channel is about trucking, investing, and business credit. I talk about all kind of topics. And I think talking about this ultra Fico is within line of my channel. So Scott Parks, do you ever work? Lately, for the last month, I haven't been working as much as I have, but I'm moving, I'm shifting a little bit, of my time in other places. So right now, I'm working on my rental property right now, and I'm just taking it easy, because it's at the end of the year. So I'm working still. I'm doing work on the rental property. So if y'all can see, I'm at my rental property yet. So and I'm getting to a place where I don't have to work as hard. You know what I mean? And it takes time to get there. Like I can afford to take off probably 6 months if I wanted to, but that's not something to brag about. It's just the fact that, okay, you have to get to a place where if you got to be able to take care of yourself, and that's the whole point, to be self-sufficient, financially independent, and be able to take care of yourself, because God willing, you end up in the hospital, you might need to take some time off or whatever. So like right now, I'm not in the truck, but I'm working on my rental property. So even though I'm not making money with the truck, I'm working on my rental property, I'm still making money because I'm working on the rental property that's going to generate income and build wealth. So for example, I bought the rental for 40,000. Pay $40,000 for the rental. Fixed up is probably worth about 60 to 70. It's wintertime right now, so home sales probably, it's not a good time to sell at the end of the year. Best time to sell is right after when people get their tax returns. That's the best time to sell a house. That's the best time to put a house on the market to rent. The best time to sell a house is after February, March, you know, after the new year, basically, so like you looking at February, March, April, that's the best time. That's like premium time to sell a house, because you got people getting their tax returns back. You got people getting the Christmas bonuses and all that stuff. They coming out of Christmas. They got fat bellies from Thanksgiving and Christmas, and now they want to go buy a house or they want to rent an apartment. Best time, premium time. In the summertime, that's good too, because you got people that's been working. They getting bonuses and stuff like that, and from either working or a claim from insurance and stuff like that. YouTube videos, Jeff, I don't make no money over YouTube. I might make maybe $200-300 a month on YouTube videos. I mean, YouTube facilitates other areas of revenue. So, for example, I have a following of about 3,500 subscribers. Well, I can do a video about a product. I can endorse a certain product, and that would bring a couple dollars, not a bunch of money, but a couple dollars. I could probably pay a cell phone bill, right? Pay a light bill. Nothing crazy. It ain't gonna, so YouTube, YouTube pays a cell phone bill, light bill. It's not a bunch of money. I do it because I enjoy connecting with y'all. I enjoy I met a lot of people on YouTube, so that's why I do it. But anyway, I'm gonna ramble on. I gotta stay on track here. So talk about this Ultra Fico. This is my opinion. So with the Ultra Fico is doing what I thought the business should have been doing the whole time. I mean, the thing about it is like, okay, when you put in an application to get financing to do something, most of the time, a bank, agency, they're gonna request statements, they're gonna request your tax returns, and they're gonna request proof of income in some way. Whatever you got to do, a spreadsheet, receipts, or something like that. But in my opinion, I'm thinking, okay, with the Ultra Fico, the Ultra Fico is basically gonna do what they should have been doing the whole time. Banks have been doing this for decades already. In some instances, like with business credit, you can have a no-doc loan. You can qualify for a no-doc loan. Basically, you don't have to prove that you make the money. You can just say, hey, I made $200,000 and get approved, right? I apply for no-doc loans all the time. It depends on what it is. I think there's a threshold. Once you break a threshold of about 20,000 or something like that, there's like a hidden threshold in the industry. There's a number. Once you break like I think like 15 to 20,000, when you start to ask for 25, 30,000, a bankers want to know, okay, wait. Can you afford to bank this money? Show us bank statements, show us tax returns, and let us see that you actually make this money. But if you're gonna ask for a $10,000 loan, you can pretty much, if you got decent credit, if your credit is like 700, 720 or something like that, you can pretty much walk into a bank and say, hey, I want 20,000, and you'll get qualified for it. And with some other information in their database, So like if it's a bank that you've been doing business with, like like say you got Wells Fargo and you've been doing business with Wells Fargo for a long time, uh, and you got some cash in the bank at Wells Fargo, you know, you got 5 or 10,000 at Wells Fargo Bank, and you go in there and say, hey man, I want a loan for 20,000. They'll just give it to you. However, once you break a certain threshold and it's like, oh, I want 30, I want 40, I want 50, they be like, hold on, you want 40,000? Let us see them tax returns. Let us see your W-2s. Let us see your 1099s. Let us see your bank statements. So the point is, the Ultra FICO, in my opinion, after reading through the information and what they're saying about what the Ultra FICO is going to do, they're basically saying the Ultra FICO now in the credit score, in the scoring system, in the data that they gather to give a credit score, they also going to be using checking account information and checking account, banking information, and I don't think they're going to be using your tax returns. And it's only going to be about 10%. It's a weighed system. It's weighed. It's under weight. Like, okay, because at the end of the day, 35% of your FICO score or your score, 35% is based on 35% is based on your credit history. That's the bulk of your credit score. So, like for example, if you're 18 and you got an 800 credit score, that don't make sense, because you can't have an 800 credit score at 18 when your credit profile just been started. You know what I mean? So, but like if you're 40 and you got an 800 credit score, well, 35% of that credit score is because of your credit history. You got 20, 15, 20, 30 years of on time, making payments on time, taking out loans, paying them off, taking out loans, paying them off, you know, occasional late payment here and there. So when we say the Ultra FICO, it's not really a big deal because it's a weighed system. The information that they're looking for, the bank information, is only 10% of it. It's only 10%. You still got all the other information that they're looking for. Out of, you know, if you look at a pie and you start to chop it up, your credit score is most of it is based on the length of time that most of your accounts have been open. That's the major one. They don't care about you know, charge-offs and stuff like that. They don't care about that stuff. It's because it's like my credit score goes up and down, up and down. Like lately, I've been applying for a lot of stuff lately. Been doing a lot of stuff, and I shouldn't be doing this stuff under my own name, but a lot of times if my business doesn't get approved, I'll go and you know, get the stuff on my personal. And then once I get it in my personal, I'll go back and refinance it in my business. So like what I would do is I'll go and get a loan on my business, take that cash and pay off the debt from my personal. Some guys may say, man, that's illegal, whatever. When you a single member business owner, it's kind of like don't matter. But the thing is that, okay, when you start to get up to your 30-40% threshold where your debt to income, it's going to be hard for you to get approved for stuff. So you want to keep your personal credit squeaky clean. You want to keep it squeaky clean so you can always get approved for stuff. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're a small business owner and you go out here and try to apply for stuff for your business, and your business doesn't have enough time in business, a lot of time they're going to look at your personal. So you always want to keep your personal squeaky clean. You want to keep that personal squeaky clean. So what I would do sometimes, I would get a loan in my personal, and then after about 6 months, I'll go back and apply for a loan in my business and get approved for the business, get that cash, pay off my personal, so that way it lowers my personal debt. Because with business credit is looked at a different, it's different, because you can max out your credit lines on the business side and it won't hurt you. One, business credit doesn't report to your personal, and that business credit algorithm is based on you making on-time payments. That's all they care about. You make the payment on time. That's all they care about. They don't care if you got $100,000 credit line and you got $80,000 on it. Or it's like, oh well, you passed the 30-40% threshold. Now they don't care about that. That's personal credit stuff. Business credit is different. So you can max out your business. You can max it out. But so that's just my opinion on this ultra credit scoring thing. Is the ultra credit score is something that the banks have been doing all along, but I think what they're doing, they're actually gonna factor it into the actual credit scoring system. So, basically you want to have some money in the bank. That's just what it is. Like, if anytime you don't want to have a zero balance on no accounts. You want to have some money in all your accounts. I would say anywhere from, you would want to have, what I've been reading and doing research on, you would want to have anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 in these accounts. So if you start a new business, you want to make sure you have at least $2,000 in that account at all times. If you're going out there and trying to get approved for stuff, because then they're going to look at it. If they're going to look at, okay, what you have in cash. So the banks have been doing this all along, but now the actual credit score is going to factor that in. So your credit score is, say you got a 750 credit score. Well, 10% of that 750 credit score is going to be based on how much cash that you actually really have in a checking account. It's going to give the credit agencies the authority to look at banking information. If you wrote bad checks, if you had an overdraft or something like that, it's going to hurt you. It's just basically going to hurt you. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting, because before it used to be it was well, it still is, depending on the bank. And if you go to a small community bank or a credit union, most of these places, they'll treat you differently. If you go to a big mega bank like a Bank of America or something like that, they're going to follow the guidelines, the federal guidelines, and they but like with a community bank, small community bank, or a credit union, they have more flexibilities. They have more flexibility, and because they're not governed by the board of directors are not, then they're just governed by different rules. So they have the freedom to say, hey, if you want a loan for 50,000, but you right on the cuffs, well, that bank or the loan officer can come in. The senior loan officer can come in and say, hey, well, we're going to go ahead and approve you, But if you go to a big bank, all the big banks, for example, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they got to follow a script. All the banks follow the same script that's handed down from corporate. And if you don't fit into that script, into that box, you won't get approved, So like, say you don't have 2 years of bank statements. You don't have 2 years in business. Well, if you go to a small community bank, they have the authority to look at your profile and do a manual underwrite and look at your profile like a human being and say, okay, I see on your personal side, you've been doing business with us for 10 years. You want to go start this business. You only been in business for 6 months. We're looking at your personal and saying, okay, you've been making good on time payments. You've been making good on time payments. Um, let me give this, let me give your file to my supervisor and let him look at it and get you approved. More than likely, the possibility of you getting approved is good because a smaller bank, small regional bank, they have the authority to walk in. So this ultra FICO thing, it could be good or bad depending on how you manage your money. Because some people, some people are just not good at managing money. It's like some people, they don't know how to get $5,000. They spend it fast. It's just like some people just, and that's just the society we live in. And it's a shame because, uh, you know, it is a shame. So, but that's my opinion on the ultra FICO. That's my opinion. Big Rig Radio said my credit union just gives it. Been there 27 years. Woo, Jeff, boy, I bet you got a damn good relationship with your credit union. You probably know the branch manager. You probably know everybody up there. You could probably approve for just about anything you want. At this point, what you doing with your business right now, I bet you can just about get anything you want. It's like, I'm gonna need about 500,000. I'm growing a small fleet and I need about 500,000. They're gonna look at your business, or you've been doing business with us for 27 years. You on time. We see you got a growing business. And you can probably get approved for a good SBA loan, a good low interest SBA loan, 3-4%. Woo. And that's what you want. And a lot of guys don't talk about that. A lot of guys talk about, oh, it's that relationship. Small community banks and credit unions. That's what you want. You got to go down there and it's just like, and that's what you want. You want those relationships. You want phone numbers of the branch managers. You want emails of the branch manager, all the loan officers at that bank, where you got their cell phone number. And if you need something, say, hey man, I need $20,000. And that's what you want. But that takes time. And a lot of all these credit videos on YouTube and all that, everybody talk about all this BS. But at the end of the day, the people that are running these banks and these companies, these community banks, these credit unions, they're people. You get to know these people, you can pretty much get anything you want. So and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm building a relationship with my credit union, and I'm building a relationship I'm trying to find good community banks in my area where I can build relationships, because I'm getting these rental properties, right? I'm getting these rental properties, right? I'm getting them. But I want to be able to go into the bank. If I walk into a deal and I see a property and I don't have all the cash, say I got half the cash and I need 20 more thousand and I don't have the 20,000 on me, I want to be able to call the bank and say, hey, I need 20,000 real quick. Come on down here and fill out the application. You come on down there and get the application, boop, 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 get the thing and just do business. And that's what you want. So, but at the end of the day, the ultra FICO, I think is because I think what's going on out here is a lot of people are getting these no doc loans, and I think the banks are getting tired of it. They're getting together and they're like, look, we need to stop this. But the thing is, They want to see some cash in the bank. So at the end of the day, your credit score is going to be officially, the data that they're getting is going to be officially from your checking account and stuff like that. So it's some other information, but that's just my opinion on what's going on with the Ultra FICO. Let's see. Rashad, let me get a wrench for cash flow. I need 16K a month to not work. We getting that, man. 5-year plan. You need 16K to not work. Come on, Money Mike Slick Will. 16K a month. I hope you got a business. More than likely, you got a business. Let me see. I'm trying to think how much money I need a month. I'm looking at about, I'm talking about between my truck and my personal business and my personal bills, I probably need about, if I get rid of my truck and trailer, get rid of my truck and trailer, because my truck and trailer, just fixed expenses is about, it's about $3,000 a month right now, which isn't too bad because I cut refinancing the truck and getting my own authority. It helped me to stabilize my expenses. So it's about $3,000 a month that I need just for my truck. Now, if I get rid of my truck and trailer, sell a truck and trailer, my monthly expenses, me personally, is probably about, my personal expenses are very, very low. My truck, my pickup truck is paid for. My BMW, that's paid for. I have very little like bills. Most of my bills are like business bills. My rental properties is paid for. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I probably need about, I'm thinking about my spreadsheets, because when I'm going through my budget and stuff like that, I'm thinking about it. I probably need about maybe 1,600 a month. Like, my bills are not that high. My personal bills, I probably need about 1,600 a month. And I'm being liberal. I mean, because really, I probably only need 1,000 to pay my bills, like my mortgage, light bill, food to eat, and get something to eat and stuff like that. I'm probably looking at about 1,500 a month. So my personal bills are very, very low. So if I combine 3,000 with my personal bills, I'm probably looking at maybe 4,500 a month that I need. But at the end of the day, see, the thing is, like what I be trying to tell y'all, you gotta start a business, and that's with this Ultra FICO. This Ultra FICO is a derivative of the new tax plan that Donald Trump is giving out, because they know that people are going to be going out here and getting businesses, quote unquote, but between me and you, businesses. They're not going to be like real legitimate businesses, but they're going to be businesses. They're going to be businesses, but the thing is that, okay, even though I'm not in the truck, all this time that I'm spending on the rental, it's a tax deduction. For example, I can pay myself a salary for putting in the AC unit. I can pay myself a salary for putting in some cabinets. I can pay myself a salary for painting the house. And all the money that I'm spending to do it is a tax deduction, right? And then I can pay myself a reasonable salary to do those things, and that could be a tax deduction. So if it costs So if it costs, if an average, like to paint a house, if it costs 1,500 to paint a house, well, I can paint the house myself, pay myself that 1,500 and take it as a tax deduction off my bottom line. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm an employee of my business. So I'm taking the tax benefit of working in my own business. You get what I'm saying? And see, if I was doing work on my personal residence, then I couldn't be able to do that. I won't be able to do that. Because like if you cut your own grass, you can't pay yourself a salary to cut your own grass because this is your personal residence. But since this property is a business activity, putting the AC in, painting the house, putting cabinets in, doing all this stuff, I can pay myself a salary, a reasonable salary. Like I can get bid, like for example, if it costs $4,000 to put in an AC, well, I can pay myself that $4,000 on paper and take that deduction off my bottom line. You get what I'm saying? So there's all kind of ways to play this game, and that's what I be trying to tell y'all. Y'all need to get a business, get a fucking business. Like you guys be out here BSing and stuff, and like when you get out here and start to do business, the tax code is on your side when you out here doing business. Like everything you touch is like a business deduction. Buying lunch is the deduction. Buying stuff, your cell phone, everything is a doggone deduction. And it's just like, if you got a job, a W-2 job, you can't write off nothing. Your effective tax rate is like 20%. You make $50,000 a year, you only taking home, you only taking home 35. And it's a shame because if you make 50 and you only take home 35, that's $15,000. You can't afford to give that money away. You need to be keeping that money. You need to be keeping that money. You need to be keeping that money and invest it, because at $50K a year and you just taking home 35,000, you barely making ends meet. Okay, your rent is $800-900 a month. Your car note is this. You got this, you got this, you got this, and then this. 35,000 ain't no money. You're not making no money to really. You don't have much money left over to invest, to grow your portfolio, your financial portfolio, to get to a point where, okay, after 20-30 years of work, what do you got to show for? What do you got left over after 20-30 years of work? A bunch of empty check stubs in the closet. Like I still got my check stubs when I got my first job working at Publix. I don't know if y'all know about Publix. A lot of you guys live in different areas across the country, but Publix is a grocery chain down here in the South. So if you live in the Southeast, Publix is a grocery chain. It's my first job when I was in high school, my first W-2 job, and I still got my pay stubs from that job in the closet. So it's funny. And it's just like I did all that work and all you got to show for is just empty pay stubs. Yeah, you got the money, but you want the money to go towards something where if you step away from it, you still have something of value, right? 20 years later, it's still something of value. Like if you buy a $20,000 car, more than likely that $20,000 car is going to end up in the junkyard in 5 to 10 years. Maybe sooner. If you get in an accident, it's going to be in the junkyard. The insurance company going to write you a check and you go buy another car. And that's the cycle with automobiles. It's a terrible investment. I don't recommend spending no more than $5,000 on a car. That's just like, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't spend no more than $5,000 on a car. I just wouldn't do it. Cars are not that important to me to be wasting 10, 20, 15, 30, $40,000 on cars. It's a waste of money. You drive it, the tires go bad, the motor go bad, it's in the junkyard, and you go buy another one. Now you get you some real estate. Now you buy a house, the house will be there for 20, 30, 40 years. Granted, you got to take care of it, of course, put a new roof on it, blah, blah, blah. But you can't insure the house. You can insure the house, and you can rent it out. You can take depreciation. You can get all these tax benefits. But anyway, I'm rambling on. But y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all been watching my videos. Talk real estate investment, please. I am talking real estate. Your boy Rich. Twit card loads at XBO pay good. I do 3 a day. $300 a pop. Home every day. Okay, 3. Yeah, that's $900 a day. By 4, loving it. $5,500 truck. See, that's a good investment. You buy a $5,500 truck. You put a couple dollars in it. You know, you fix a transmission, a radiator, turbo. Okay. All in, you might be all in $10,000 for the truck. If in a week, you'll get your money back at that truck. After that, it's all profit. Okay, like that. And see, that's just how you do numbers. You sit down, you look at the numbers, and you work those numbers to make them work. That's all investing is. We could do real estate, trucking, cutting hair, cutting grass, a job, anywhere. Like if, for example, if you go to school and you get a bachelor's degree to get a job to make $50,000, well, I would hope you didn't spend a whole bunch of money on student loans and stuff like that to get this job. You know, you got $30,000-$40,000 of student loan to get a job that makes $50,000. That don't make sense. And when people without degrees making the same money or even more money, you know what I mean? So it's, you know, like I work next to these people. You know, I work next to people who got PhDs. We making the same money. You know, I'm a college dropout. So I didn't finish college. You know, I didn't finish, you know, but it's just like we got the same job and they make maybe a couple dollars more than me. But I've had these jobs. Now, if you're a specialist, a doctor, a neurophysicist, a neuroscientist, you work at the government, NASA or something like that, and you need specialized knowledge and skill set. But if you at a manager at Walmart, no, you know, it don't require no highly specialized degree. No. Hug the Block LLC is my business. Hug the Block LLC. Hey, it's a business, man. You got an EIN for it, and you can get business credit, and you can make money with it. You're not putting stuff in your own name. Rashad, do that also apply to a 4-unit home if you live in 1 unit? It depends on the bank. Some banks consider 4 units as a commercial and some don't. You got to find a bank that looks at the property as a residential property. So it depends on what you're trying to do. It really depends. Because if you have an LLC and you put it, see, like, for example, you can have an LLC, right, and buy a property, a 1-unit property, a single family home in a LLC, and they'll still consider it a business, right? Because it's a business owns it. So, you know, your personal residence could be a business because your house that you live in is owned by a business. Now that house is a commercial, it's a business because a business owns it. But if you have it in your business, have it in your own name, now it's a personal residence. And, you know, it just depends on how you do the paperwork. It really depends on how you do the paperwork. But Hold on, I hit a button. So, but you already know the answer to that. You asking the question. Do they also apply for 4 unit? That's how you do it. A 4 unit and less is more than likely is residential. So 5 unit and more is commercial, and that's just the deal with that. So um with a 4 unit, you can get a FHA loan, a 403B loan. You can get all these uh residential products that you can use to buy the property with little to no money. So, you can get a FHA loan, 3% down, which is great. You don't have to come to closing with a whole lot of money. You fix the place up, okay, add value to the property, and then turn around and get a HELOC or something like that. Take that money and put it into another one. Now you got 2 4 units, Just bought a water pump radiator reservoir for my truck. Tax write-off. That's what I'm trying to tell them. I'll be trying to tell them. Lamont, 44. I'm in Chicago. Do Snyder have a good lease purchase? I don't recommend Snyder's lease purchase program. I don't recommend it. Now, if you already got a truck and you want to pull for Snyder, I think it's a great program. Yes, the Snyder IC Choice program, their load board is in the top five. Is in the top five, I would say. If you had a choice between, if you're sitting there looking at, okay, Landstar, Snyder, about 5 other companies that do that lease on program, and you can go out and you got a couple dollars to go get your own truck to lease on to Snyder, I would do that. But I wouldn't do their lease purchase program. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I paid mine off, but it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. But I'm in Chicago. Yep, yeah. So, I would, but yeah. So there are all kind of ways to skin this cat, and it's like I be trying to tell y'all, you gotta start a business, and once you start a business, your eyes open up to different opportunities to get money and do things out here, and like so like, for example, I'm like what I just told y'all, I'm doing work on my rental property. So I mean, some guys, they would probably be like, man, won't you just pay somebody to do that? I mean, there's certain things I pay for and some things I don't. Like, I had a AC guy come by and help me put the AC in. I want y'all to believe that I put the whole AC in by myself, but I didn't do that. I didn't put the whole AC in by myself. I put in a lot of it. I did the whole AC. I did a lot of the AC work, but then some of it at the end, I called the AC guy. I paid him $500, and he did the brazing part. He installed he installed the Freon in there and stuff like that. So all in, I probably spent maybe $2,600 putting this AC in. Now, in my last rental property, I spent $4,800. I spent $4,800 to put a 2-ton HVAC system in. Brand new, trained, 2-ton HVAC system in there. $4,800. So if you do the math, 25, 35, I saved probably about $2,000, maybe $2,200 or something like that. I saved some money, and on top of that, I'm gonna take the full deduction because I'm gonna pay myself $2,000 for doing the work, and then I paid $1,800 for the parts and the 500 for the guy to come out and help me. So on my taxes, I'm gonna take the full $4,500 deduction because I'm gonna pay myself a salary and deduct that as total work. So the 2,000 effectively is only gonna be 2,000. What are we looking at? Probably about $500-$600 in actual effective tax. That money that I'm actually getting back, but it gets real complicated. But at the same time, like I'm getting tongue twisted. So, but yeah, so it's like that's what I be trying to tell you. You need to get a business. You need to get a business, so that way you can work this game. You know, so you can work this game. Lamont, no, I don't have a truck. Any options? I say save up about $10,000 and find you a local dealership. Get you about $10,000 and find you a small dealership that's got some good solid used trucks, and put down $5,000 on the truck and get your own truck. That's what I recommend. And get you $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 truck payment. Then go over there. That's what I recommend. It don't even have to be Snyder, be Landstar, be anywhere. But that's what I recommend. I recommend that. I recommend getting a very low truck payment, putting $5,000 or $6,000 down, and going to get you a truck on the street. That's what I recommend. You might find somebody that's selling the truck, whoever, who knows. But you got to get out there and look and get you 3 or 4 options. Get some credit applications from these dealerships, so that way you can see what you need to what you need to do. I mean, just go in there and apply and see what they say. You know, if they tell you, hey man, if you apply and they come back and say, okay, we couldn't approve you because da 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 da. Well, that's the learning experience. You don't know until you go down there. Asking me, I don't know you from a can of paint on this video. You have to go down there. That's how you learn. That's how I learn. That's how I learn about real estate financing, car financing, house financing, truck financing, trailer financing. You got to go down there and apply and wait for them to tell you what's going on. So if you go down there and they'll be like, hey, we can't approve you because your credit score is too low. Okay, you need a 700 credit score. Okay, you got a 680. Okay, go back, keep everything that you're doing now. Get your credit score up to 705, 710. Then go back and apply again. And see, you wouldn't have known that if you wouldn't have went down there. Some places they'll even give you a break. They'll even give you a break. So, like say their requirements is a 700, but you got a 680, 690. But you got something else that make up for it. They might give you a break. It's like, man, we see you got a 680, 690 credit score. Our threshold is 700, but we see you never been late on any payments. We see this, you got cash in the bank. You got this and that and that. We're going to go ahead and approve you. You never know. So, you know, you just got to, just jump out there and figure it out. Not necessarily jump out there and figure it out, but you got to come with a plan. But asking me, I don't know you from a can of paint. So you got to sit down with somebody to look at. Sit down with a professional and let them look at your life and see what you got to offer. So if that's what you're trying to do, I'm taking my Snuff Finance truck to Landstar. I mean, me personally, I think you should get your authority, but did I win the lotto? Man, that was clickbait, man. I didn't win the lotto. I wish I did win the lotto. Ooh, some kid in South Carolina won that money. I ain't win a lot of. I wish I did. I mean, if I was to win just a good million, I'd be good. If I win $1 million, I'd be good. Man, I'll buy about 10, 15 more rentals. I get involved in other things, you know. I keep my authority. I hire guys on my authority, and it, you know, man, it's all I need is about a good million. I'll be good. Let me get $1 million real quick, you know. But hey, I made this video. This video going on about 50 minutes, about an hour. Good content for y'all riding down the road. You know, I know a lot of y'all be riding down the road and you need something to listen to. Running my mouth, you know, talking y'all about information and whatnot. So if I win $5, you funny. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.